Hello, everybody. This is William Del Pilar. This is a points on the board clip. And we're going to get right down to it. If the USB fits, you must admit OJ's alleged confession surfaces and then vanishes. Bill, welcome aboard, my friend. Let's get right into this. Police allegedly had a recording of OJ Simpson confessing to the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. And for the audience out there that may be too young, this was big news in the mid '90s with the great Bronco chase down the Los Angeles highway freeway to his actual trial. And if the glove fits, you must acquit, or something like that, So they had a search warrant that revealed that cops in Minnesota possessed a thumb drive allegedly containing this confession, and the recording reportedly implicated an unknown third party. Now, that said, Bill, the drive turned out to not be true. In the latest development, they issued a statement confirming they did not find any evidence of value on the thumb drive. The thumb drives contain no recordings of the juice, aka OJ Simpson, and it was mostly an individual by the name of Iraq Avelli speaking to himself. And they got the thumb drive because of a search warrant because of a felony he had out on him, and that was done in July 2024. This news just surfaces now. Give me your thoughts on this, because the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman fascinated this country, and in actuality kind of threw the Menendez boys trial off the map. Your thoughts?
Well, and it also made it harder for them to get off with what happened, whether you believe their story or not, because they were going to be super tough from a DA standpoint. It was, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. So
Okay,
that was the little slogan. Yeah. To me, it's a dead story. I mean, in general, the OJ, he's dead. He died, right? He's innocent as far as the courts go, whether you're on that page or not. So for me, the infatuation continues, but it's just not a story anymore, in my opinion.
To me, it was a cultural event, and it hit me many ways. I was working at the Veterans Affairs office. I was transitioning out of the military, and I remember sitting down, and I dawned on me, oh my God, the Juice, one of my idols growing up, he's likely guilty. And it was Rodney King had happened some years earlier. It was an all-black jury. He got off because it was an all-black jury. They were damned that they were going to convict him. But that said, I think an all-white jury may have gotten him off because he had the dream team on his side. That was the OG Kardashian, Mr. Kardashian himself, who had put together, and then with F. Lee Bailey and Johnny Cochran. There were a couple others, but they were the dream team. They out-lawyered Marsha, I can't remember her last name, and her partner. Yeah. Marsha Clark and her partner. So while I thought he got off based off on race, as did 99.9% of the country, I do believe he had a great legal team that could have gotten him off regardless of jury. Your thoughts before we close this short clip out?
Well, regardless of him being a great athlete and being a popular figure, right, with the Hertz ad and everything, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have a little bit of a dark side from his background, right? So a lot of these athletes aren't who they seem to be on the field. In this case, I think that's clear.
That is true, Bill. In fact, you're a former college athlete. Your thoughts on this? I was told by an agent and former players that when their skills were discovered, or when the skill of a young man is discovered, whether it's elementary school or high school, all of a sudden everything changes. That kid can literally get away with murder, and they'll find some way to cover it up because of his skills and what he can do on the field. What are your thoughts? Well, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I had thought myself, but to hear it validated. But that doesn't mean everybody agrees with that. As a former collegiate player who had to work his way onto the field as a walk-on, correct? Tell me your thoughts on that statement.
Well, I think when coaches and teams and organizations have something vested in the individual, whether it's a Pop Warner team and it's a coach, right, or a college and it's a scholarship athlete, Even, now with the NIL, it's even, it's more magnified. Yeah, I think they have more people working in their corner to help them get away with or get off for something they might have done. By the same token, they are sometimes, a magnet for that. But yeah, sure, they have more people working in their corner, because if they're a great athlete, they're helping everybody around them that's involved in the team, the school, whatever it might be.
Then I bring that up is OJ Simpson was no different. And I think how he rationalized this, how he dealt with it internally. I think having never been told no in his life, the rejection of a woman, and it is a male, I don't want to say chauvinistic, but it's a patriarchal society. I think that was more, he couldn't handle it. And in my opinion, I don't speak for myself right now. That's why I think and I believe he murdered Nicole Kidman and Ron Goldman. Now, Nicole Kidman was no saint herself, so I'm not. But nobody deserves to be murdered like that. And poor Ron Goldman was just an innocent bystander in terms of what we learned. That said, I'll give you the final word, and then we will move on.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you get older and you're an athlete like that, the one thing I'll say is the transition into, let's say normal life can be an issue. And then you throw in other factors. He's a highly jealous person. When it came to females, he was manipulative. And then he had a tough background growing up. And then life is different, right? You're forgotten to some degree. And I think that comes into play too.
All righty. With that, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this points on the board clip. The OJ USB turned out to be a big nothing burger. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Points on the Board. I am William Del Pilar, and for Points on the Board and Big Bill, I bid you adieu.
Hey everybody, this is Big John from Grumblings Media, and I just want to say thank you for watching our content. If you want to support our efforts here at Grumblings Media, just smash the subscribe button right here, totally free, or just go ahead and consume more of our great content. Click either one of these two boxes.